Well, thank you very much for helping us with this inquiry. Maybe if people just introduce themselves first.
Спасибо за то, что согласились на этот разговор. Давайте начнем по знакомству. Представьтесь, пожалуйста.
Yeah, well, my name is Gerald Lidstone. I work for Arts and Culture Development Foundation.
Да, меня зовут Gerald Lidstone. Я работаю в фонде развития культуры и искусства Узбекистана.
Камола Рустамова, основатель бренда Азукар Морено.
Камола Рустамова, I'm the founder of a brand named Azukar Moreno.
I'm Gerald Lidstone from Goldsmiths University of London, but here at the moment also representing Creative Spark.
Меня зовут Gerald Lidstone, я работаю в университете Goldsmiths в Лондоне, но здесь я также представляю программу Creative Spark.
Пуседанато, директор организации Оксустан.
The director of an organization called Office.
Great, thank you. What we've been looking at for 3 days with academics and students and now professionals is 2 questions. The first one is the relationship between universities and practitioners. How can universities work with practitioners? How can practitioners contribute into universities and learning? So that's the first question. And then the second question is, do we need to change the university teaching style mechanism for particularly entrepreneurship? Maybe with history, maybe with geography, we would hope the teaching is creative, but it may not have to change that much. But maybe for teaching these practice-based areas, maybe it needs to change fundamentally.
Последние 3 дня мы разговариваем с различными группами заинтересованных сторон, это преподавательский состав, студенты, и вот сегодня мы пригласили представителей индустрии, практиков, и мы обсуждаем 2 вопроса. Во-первых, вопрос касательно связи между университетами и практиками, как практики могут внести вклад или могли бы внести вклад в образовательный процесс. И второй вопрос, нужно ли нам менять наши подходы в образовании и преподавании, полностью менять, например, стиль преподавания, как во всем, что касается креативного предпринимательства. Например, на уроках географии или истории, возможно, креативные подходы могли бы внести какой-то вклад, но все равно эти предметы можно преподавать без больших изменений подходов. Но, возможно, во всем, что касается креативной индустрии, может быть, по вашему мнению, или по мнению наших собеседников, нам нужно полностью пересмотреть наши подходы к преподаванию в образовательном процессе. И нас интересует ваше мнение как практика, как специалиста из этой индустрии по этому вопросу.
So maybe to ask you first, and I understand you're working in the fashion industry. How do you think universities could best use your skills and your expertise? Firstly, how could they do that? And secondly, do you gain anything from working in the university?
И вы, я так понимаю, работаете в индустрии моды. И нам интересно, как бы университеты могли полезным для себя образом использовать накопленные вами знания и опыт. И что бы это дало вам, заинтересованы ли вы в сотрудничестве с университетом, в чем будет ваш интерес?
Да, я очень заинтересована. Это даст и мне большую практику, так как каждый день в нашей сфере мы сами учимся, несмотря на то, что мы являемся основателями и состоявшимися дизайнерами, сами учимся, обучаемся, так как каждый день сталкиваемся с разными проблемами. И так как мы сейчас взяли дополнительное помещение, хотим привлекать студентов, с нами параллельно студенты сами будут видеть и как это производство, общение с клиентом и создавать новые коллекции.
Yes, I would be very interested and I would benefit a lot from the cooperation with the universities, although we are indeed industry professionals, we are practitioners, we create our own content or products, but we never stop learning. We always learn on a day-to-day basis, and we always face different challenges that need to require solutions. And when we try to expand our business, which is what we are doing now, we have new rooms, new floor space, and we need new people to support our expansion. And the students would be an excellent source of that new workforce. And it will be beneficial for us as a team, and it will be beneficial for the students because they will learn from the ways we from how we deal with our customers, and they will be delivering their own customer network and expanding.
Если студенты будут выходить за рамки аудитории и сталкиваться уже с реальной практикой, мне кажется, что это будет больше пользы, чем они будут больше изучать теорию.
And the students will benefit from an opportunity to work beyond the classroom setting and not focusing on just theoretical basic knowledge and see how it applies in practice.
On a very practical level, how many students would you be able to work with in a year?
Например, если конкретизировать вопрос, сколько студентов вы могли бы в год принимать к себе на практику?
Ну, в данный момент я тоже не могу на это конкретно ответить. Сейчас мы именно на пороге расширения. Если уже когда видим поток людей, мы можем уже запрашивать еще больше. Если есть за это заинтересованность, и мы действительно можем дать студентам какие-то практические знания.
At this time, I would not be able to give you specific numbers, but as we are just planning our expansion, we know for sure we will need additional people, we will need students, and as the demand increases for our products, we will have an increased demand and request to the university to provide more people.
Great.
И так как наше помещение, оно является очень таким вдохновляющим, к нам приходят уже студенты свободные, у нас нет никаких контрактов с университетами, им просто было интересно, мы открыли им двери, они приходят, они вдохновляются, и видя эту ситуацию, я взяла сейчас побольше помещений, хочу поставить машинки там, где они могут тоже дополнительно делать свои работы курсовые.
And the students see our production floor as a source of inspiration, and without any agreements or ongoing cooperation with the formal cooperation with the universities, we already see a lot of people coming to us to seeking inspiration, and seeing this, we have implemented an open door policy, and as we see that the interest is growing, we want to set up a larger dedicated space with sewing machines that the students can use to try and implement their ideas.
Okay, great, thank you. Have you taught in university?
I've never, studied myself in 8 different universities. I never taught myself yet.
But can you see yourself?
Oh, probably yes, particularly because I see the problems within our industry and the questions that you mentioned. Probably yes.
Okay, where do you think you would learn how to do that?
How to teach? You're not always just. So watch the latest Top Gun Maverick film on the plane 2 days ago when I was flying, and it was, he is the best. He's the Maverick. He can fly superbly well, but he cannot teach it. I mean, he's the best pilot, but he doesn't know how to teach it. And he says, "I'm not a teacher." Well, by the end, he kind of he succeeds, but in the middle, he's got those problems. So probably that's that's the thing. Particularly if you're talking about me, that might be the thing. Just because I've never taught myself, but if you're talking about practice, there are many things that I probably can pass on.
Okay. Great. The same question to you, really. Have you taught in the university? And if you have, where did you learn? And if you haven't, where would you learn?
Тот же вопрос к вам, преподавали ли вы в университете, именно в университетской аудитории? Если да, то где вы научились, кому, как преподавать? И если нет, то как вы считаете, вы могли бы научиться преподавать?
As I mentioned, I work in two different fields. One is the culture and arts sector, and second is press and documentary photography. In culture and art fields, I had meetings with students at the institutions, culture and arts institutions. But in press photography, I already teaching at the university for journalism students. Teaching, I learned by organizing trainings, culture and, let's say, I'm ready to go to the universities or institutions to teach culture and arts management or creative industry, but they not invited me yet, only for the meetings, it was enough. And teaching in both fields, in culture and arts management and press photography, I learned by teaching, by training during the trainings on culture and art management or press photography. And trainings, how I learned to train them, teach during the trainings, it came from my experience. When I organized the culture and arts management projects, and I was in charge for international department of the several festivals, international big festivals, and during my travels in all around the world, and covering the festivals as a press photographer, and covering the different international reportages and organizing exhibitions. And so all that come to me become a teacher, to teach.
Yeah. I mean, something that I would ask all of you is, obviously universities have curriculum, they have examinations, they have assessment, and I just wondered if you would feel comfortable with contributing to that, because that's the real life of education rather than the real life of, say, a fashion company.
Вопрос ко всем вам, наверное. Как вам, наверное, известно, у университетов есть своя специфика, свои требования. Образовательная программа должна соответствовать определенному формату. Они должны быть расписаны цифры, они должны быть распределены, нужно будет показать, какие сами, каких объемов, какие знания оцениваются. То есть определенный набор требований к учебной программе. Если бы вас попросили внести вклад в разработку такой учебной программы, считаете ли вы, что представители индустрии могли бы справиться с этой задачей? Потому что университет это не совсем тоже, там порядки не совсем те же, что, например, в фэшн-компании.
Да, потому что, как сказать, требования есть, а иногда, если это студенты являются творческими, то они чувствуют нагрузку. Конечно, мы бы хотели бы внести вклад, немножко изменений в программе, но, соответственно, к требованиям и дисциплине учебы. Потому что это в первую очередь для начала профессиональных шагов студент должен чувствовать дисциплину, но не из-за того, что на него давят, а он просто как бы слегка воспитывать в нем это.
Yes, we understand that there are certain requirements, and students, especially creative students, they sometimes see these boundaries and the requirements as a burden. as a burden, and maybe we need to change the approaches to the curriculum the format. But at the same time, there should be a kind of set of requirements that develop the discipline in the students, because the students, they are at the beginning of their career and they need to adapt to the requirements, and they have to learn how to be compliant, because this is a useful skill for the future.
Okay. And maybe from your experience, have you found it easy to integrate into curricula? Or have you been involved in any way in helping the university to create the curricula?
First of all, I teach by their program, which they made or organized in advance of the program, and I said I should change this program, change this curriculum. And first year when they invited me, I already told them I cannot teach one semester because my photojournalism only one semester, and I said only 2 months I can teach, and they was agree with me, and only these 2 months they put all my lessons on these 2 months, because the rest then they changed and moved some other lessons, discussing with other teachers. And next year I said, okay, if you continue to work with me, cooperate with me, I can teach only one semester from September until the January, and the rest of year I will be flexible. And they was agree. And so for culture and arts management or creative industry could be the same if they invite any specialist, any professional on this field. But it's not. But university also should be ready to change the curriculum. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you cannot. Otherwise, it will be difficult to cooperate with well-known expertise, experienced professionals, and well-known, let's say, experts.
Okay.
They should.
Yeah,
We also.
Oliver has a question.
savolda mana o'z amaliyotchiman ham darslarmanda bitta oddiy fan bor bizda san'at marketing degan dars san'at marketing olib qarasangiz san'at marketing Filip Kotler marketing fani otasi o'sha 90-yillarda qilingan tadqiqotlar ko'proq yoritilganda kitoblarda biz endi bevosita amaliyot ishlaganimiz uchun to'liq uni mavzusini yengillab chiqdi. Sababi hozir marketing o'sha oddiy borib aql qiladigan bo'lsangiz hech kim borib odamlar oldiga borib aql qilmayotgan yoki oddiygina reklamani qiladigan bo'lsangiz hozir bannerdan osib qo'yadigan reklama zamonaviy bo'lib ketdi. Hozir internetda ijtimoiy tarmoqlarda reklama kuchayib ketdi. Shundan kelib chiqib biz o'zgartirdik. Endi savol, sizlarga talabalar kelganda mana siz qabul qilayotgan siz oliy o'quv yurtlaridagi talabalar olgan bilimini sizni ishingizda necha foiz joriy qiladi deysiz? Ko'p bilasizmi? Sizni agar siz o'sha amaliyotdan kelib chiqib o'zingizni og'riqli nuqtalardan kelib chiqib aynan masalan moda bo'yicha yana qanaqa bir mavzular nimaga e'tibor berish kerak oliy o'quvchilar shu talabalarni ko'proq sizlarni ishingizga ertaga kelganda mosroq bo'lish.
Nimaga e'tibor beramiz?
If I just get the question.
Says that he is a practitioner himself, and as in his work as a teacher, they have to revamp the course materials to adapt it to the needs of the sector they are working for. For example, they have a course called art management, culture, marketing, art marketing. We all know that conventional marketing courses are based on the works of people like Philip Kotler, who has done marketing research and produced his textbooks back in 1990s. And we have to change a lot in the workings of the specialists that have created the materials 30 years ago. For example, you don't do surveys, visiting or calling people anymore. You do everything on the internet, online forms or advertisement. It's not about street banners or radio pieces. It is all about social media and networks. And so we need to change a lot. But from your point of view as a practitioner, when you see students that are coming from the university, in your opinion, what percentage of what you need in terms of knowledge and skill they bring from the university, from the courses they were exposed to, and what needs to be further changed in the university delivery to better adapt students to the real life working conditions?
Yeah, so you have an answer. Yeah.
Сейчас вот очень много каждого студента выражается личность, да, и сложно, но как бы надо подход давать немножко индивидуально, но это, конечно, сокращает аудиторию, то есть если давать индивидуально, но как-то разделять на какие-то группы, не давая разделения тому, что это лучше, это хуже. И да, сейчас в данный момент, вот то, что вы говорите, ijtimoiy tarmoqlarda juda ham kuchlanib ketgan anaqa reklama qilish. Menimcha studentlarga shunaqa nima deydi, nima desa bo'ladi, svoboda berish kerak, o'zini g'oyasini ishlab chiqarish uchun. Ya'ni hozir aytib o'tgan studentlar bilan gaplashganimizda plagiat emas, ilhomlanishi ko'proq ilhomlansa bo'ladi, lekin plagiat sal nima deydi, mumkin emasligini tushuntirish kerak. Chunki ko'pincha ko'rayotganimizda ijtimoiy tarmoqda masalan 30-40 ming подписчиклari borda, и они могут позволить делать плагиат, и люди воспринимают это u g'oyani o'ziniki deb, o'sha odamniki deb vоспринимать qiladi. Masalan, bizda подписчикларimiz kamroq, u narsaga kamroq e'tibor beramizda, lekin bu narsani biz уже ishlab chiqargan bo'lganmizda, xuddi shunaqa qilib anaqa keyin juda ham ko'p spor bo'lib ketyapti, что hamma narsa уже все придумано, мы делаем просто лучше. Просто надо давать какое-то... Да. O'zini g'oyasi kamroq. Balkim g'oya zo'r bo'lmasligi mumkin, lekin o'zini huquqiy g'oya bo'lsa, это уже другое, это уже есть развитие.
So the students, we see that students have their individual features and advantages, and we need to individualize our approach to training students at the universities. That, of course, if you tailor your methods to the individual properties or specifics of the particular student or a group of students, you will have a smaller audience to work with. Maybe it is advisable to the universities to maybe split students into smaller groups, putting together students with similar level of skills and needs, educational needs, and tailor the program to their needs. But by this you should not create, by doing this you should not create elite groups or imply that this group is better, these guys are better than this group of people. No, they are not better or worse. They are all they just need specific characteristics in their training process. As concerns what needs to be changed in the universities, maybe you should tell the students and teach them more about the intellectual property related rules and requirements of the industry, because we sometimes see that they advertise something in social media, they may be quite popular, so they become influencers. Somebody with 30, 40,000 subscribers would not hesitate using somebody else's ideas and present them to their audience. And although they don't say it's mine, the audience will perceive that it is theirs. And we, as the creators of that idea that somebody has plagiarized, have to. We can do nothing about it. We have much less subscribers, and although it is our idea, it's difficult to convince the whole world that it was actually mine. And sometimes we have to find creative solutions, such as saying, okay, everything is invented by and it is available everywhere, but we do it better. But if the students are better informed about what you can and cannot do with the design and the ideas, that would help us the business sector.
Savolingizga qaytsam, birinchidan bizga tilni juda ham muhim. Qanchalik til bo'lsa shunchalik yaxshi. Ingliz tili so'zsiz eng kerakli. Rus tili idealniy bo'lishi kerak. O'zbek tili ham ichki dokumentlarimiz til bizga bilaman bular iniyas emas, bu unaqa emas, lekin til juda ham muhim holatda. Ikkinchisi bizda har doim mana shunaqa kazus bo'ladi. Odamlar talantливый, kreativный, творческий, lekin prodyuserskiy yoki ishga kelganda deadline o'tib ketadi, sroklarni bilmaydi, u bu narsani qandaydir osmondan keladi bo'lishi mumkin. Boshqa tarafdan qanaqadir menejerlarni ishga olamiz, menejer tarafdan juda ham zo'r, hamma narsani tushunadi, biladi, hammasi vaqtida qiladi, lekin mehri yo'q, san'atni tushunmaydi emas, qilib bergin desang beradi, lekin nimagaligini tushunmaydi. Chunki san'atni o'zligi nimaligini tushunmaydi. Kamdan kam odam uchraydiki, san'atni ham, o'sha menejmentni ham, tillarni ham birga biladigan. Bizda unaqa odamlar juda ham kam. Shuning uchun bizga hozir siz aytayotganingiz shu project management skills обязательно. Chunki proyekt boshidan oxirigacha uni mana 1-dekabrdan boshlaysiz, keyingi yil 30-noyabrgacha boshidan oxirigacha, hozir oldindan gapirdim, quruvchilarda project management обязательно. Keyin airlines biznesda обязательно. Anaqalarda, hozir kasalxonalarda обязательно. Bu narsa bor. Nima uchun bu sohada unchalik ko'p bu narsa tarqalmaydi, men tushunmayman. Bizga o'sha prodyuserlik qilamizmi, bu narsani ishlab chiqaramizmi, bu narsa juda ham muhim. Shu bizning eng asosiy 3 narsa so'raganingiz, shu narsalar hozir bizga kerak narsalar.
So there are 3 things we care about in the people that we see coming into the sector. First, they have to have very good language skills. It is not only foreign language. Of course, they must understand and speak English. Their Russian must be perfect. But also the Uzbek language, they have to be literate and know how to use the language properly. This is something that the university can definitely help improve. And secondly, we see a problem where the creative people who have a lot of inspiration and ideas, they lack the management skills, the proper discipline, they need to deliver the project on time. I mean, it can be quite a lengthy process. It starts November, December. They have to implement it till next November, and they have to be very diligent in managing their project. And these creative people often lack management skills. On the other hand, we see a lot of people who come with a management degree. They are great at project management. but they lack creativity. And these are the three challenges that we have to struggle with. And we see that in other sectors, in construction or in airlines, the project management skills are a must, and they come equipped with that skill. But for some reason, in creative industries, producers and other creative people come with a degree but lack this management discipline. So these are the things that the universities could effectively manage.
Do the universities pay enough?
Вопрос такой: достаточно ли платят университеты за работу с вами?
Oh, is the question to me? Well, I'm not in this business myself. From what I heard, there are some universities. Well, my American friend flew in all the way from the States. He's paid well at Webster or whatever, at some cool universities. I definitely don't know what it is like currently at the local universities. Definitely that might be a point of interest to those who are going to teach. Yeah.
Does the university pay you enough?
Я пока еще не имела конкретного дела.
I didn't have a specific paid relationship with the university.
Right.
То есть приходят студенты, но мы
I
не...
work with their students, but it's not
It
formalized.
seems
Свободно.
you give them a lot of benefit.
Ну, поэтому вы им очень многое даете.
Ну, даем свободу, креативности и все.
We just give the students freedom
Okay.
to create.
Very generous.
Очень щедро с вашей стороны.
And do you think the universities pay enough?
For my job, they will pay you what is on their budget.
Right.
Say, for comparing with other teachers, it's in the same level. For my job, it's a bit not enough, but it's okay since we have good cooperation, good relationship with the university, and also university agrees with my schedule.
Right.
Agrees, and also I love students and I love teaching.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody.
Спасибо вам большое.